How's it going? Welcome back to another show. This is You May Roscoe, and I am he. And today we're going to be doing a reaction to a video that is titled Don Rickles Tears into Everyone. And this is, this happened on the Johnny Carson Tonight Show. So we'll be checking this out. Before we do that, I do want to ask for anybody who hasn't that they please subscribe to the channel and also make sure you hit the notification bell. You can also subscribe to what I'm guessing the Tonight Show or Johnny Carson or Don Rickles. I'm almost more than certain that that Rickles and Carson they have home pages, even though neither of those guys are with us anymore. But they were both icons basically. So I'm pretty sure that people still follow them and they have a following on YouTube because that's the type of thing that happens on YouTube. So, yeah, check out everybody. But now that I've said all that, I'm ready to start this up. This is what I'm assuming is just going to be, Don Rickles getting interviewed and he's going to do what he was known best for, which was ripping out the hearts of men with verbal attacks, but I'm ready. Let's get it.
My next guest will be appearing at the Sahara for 1 week from Christmas to New Year's, a heartwarming time for him to be there.
That's right.
To bring a little joy into everybody's
Santa
life
Claus.
at the holiday season. Would you welcome Mr. Warmth, Don Rickles?
I just took George in his car and told him where he was.
I got him out of here before you got out.
He was a sweet man. He went back. He said, Don. I kicked him in the leg and he went away. He's a charming man. I'm going to put him in a home so he don't bother anybody.
George is very nice.
He's a sweet man.
Don't you just hope we get to be that age?
Yeah. Well, no, I'm not. Well, you will because you have nothing on your mind. We all have responsibilities and family. You got $6 million to sit out the beach and go, another beer, Mary! And he's not even married to Mary. Joanna's the wife.
That's right.
Yeah. She wasn't at the affair last night. I hear the jewelry tarnished and she couldn't show up.
Well, it could be long evening. She was a little tired, that's all.
Freddie doesn't laugh anymore since he knows the president-elect.
That's right. He's very
Just sits there going, I'm going to get rid of him and sit in the White House. All right, Mr. President, pass the beer.
How you feel, Ed?
Fine, thank you.
Spoke to Johnny. He's getting rid of you. Anyway, now that it's an hour, he feels he can do it all alone. He don't need you anymore. Sit on those big beer trucks going, move him out, boys, move him out.
How you feeling tonight? Last night we did an affair together for Sammy Davis Jr. for the Friars. You had, and you still have a little bit of it, you had a very bad case of bronchitis, laryngitis?
Yeah, but how are you going to say to Sam you can't show up? They'll move into the neighborhood.
That's right.
But it's a little humor. I don't want to get 4 letters. I love the black people. I have Harry Goins has been my black...
Been with you for a long time.
Yeah, 20... You want to buy him?
No.
Anyway, he's beautiful. And we've been
Harry,
together
sure.
for some 22 years, and we love each other. And it was a great night for Sammy. It really was. And your monologue, I got to tell you, and then we won't be too nice anymore because it blows the whole image. Your monologue was magnificent. The one line, tell them the one line about the pick fair. I think that's a classic. If
They have to know the person I'm talking about.
Yeah, let me stop it. I'll push it back just the tiniest bit. Let's do that right there. But yeah, Don Rickles is vicious, and I'm definitely somebody who was aware of him and his comedy and his it gets very gritty, but yeah, no, he goes in on people, and I liked and followed anything that I saw with him in it. I definitely wanted to watch because he was very funny to me, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people have reacted to him at this point and have at least come to the universal conclusion that his type of humor wouldn't survive in today's world. I'm pretty much sure that that's a consensus thing. But yeah, no, even though I would love for him to, I wish people weren't as sensitive as they are, but that's where we at. But let's keep it going.
I am?
No, no.
Anyway, he's beautiful.
I
We've
know,
been
Harry,
together
sure.
for some 22 years, and we love each other. And it was a great night for Sammy. It really was. And your monologue, I got to tell you, and then we won't be too nice anymore because it blows the whole image. Your monologue was magnificent. The one line, tell them the one line about the pick fair. I think that's a classic. If
They have to know the person I'm talking about.
You must tell them.
Jerry Buss, for example, is a very wealthy individual who owns the Lakers. I guess he owns the World Team Tennis out here.
And the world.
Yeah, a very rich young man. And he just bought Mary Pickford and Buddy Rogers' home called Pick Fair. So I announced last night at the end of this affair for Sammy that I had an additional surprise for him from the Friars, that Jerry Buss was going to buy him and put him on his front lawn at Pick Fair. Those are the kind of lines you do.
And Sammy did a great thing. He walked out.
I mean, it's very racial, but again, you gotta kind of be thick-skinned, which people at that time I think were, and we're starting to get it a little bit, more than probably any other time prior to that. But then something happened, and now we're back on sensitive time. I don't know how, but yeah, no, this was a good time to just say your stuff, whatever you were trying to say. But let's keep it going.
Oh, not
You were
really,
funny.
no.
You were funny last night. It was a good evening.
Well, it's so funny when we go to these dinners, and you and I discussed it. You go to the dinners, and when it's a friend, as Sammy is, to all of us, it's so tough because you got to sit there for hours and hours. Mayor Bradley was up there making a speech, and Alhambra was on fire. He was saying, "I'd like to say, Sam," and three guys from engine companies came in with hoses. Mayor, Alhambra!
He got on the
Anyway,
mayor.
let me just give him the plaque, and then we'll get the hell out of here.
You got on the mayor pretty funny last night.
Well, it was, he's a
Yes,
beautiful
he is.
guy. He really is. It's great to see a mayor sit at the dais and tap dance while you're talking. You don't see that too often. I mean, he was a wonderful guy. He really is.
You know what I want to ask you about?
Surely.
Want to
That's
ask?
the whole idea. We're not going to sit here and stare at each other's outfits.
That's right. That is a cute outfit. As you get older, you start to go for the sports jacket and slacks. So.
And as you get older, you start to go for those Mickey Mouse suits.
What are you talking about?
Now, this is the toy Johnny Carson outfits that are made in Buffalo for $2. With the thin lapels and the cute little shirts, and in the back he has a fake dickie and there's no outfit. No fly, no front, just a little, underneath he's wearing jeans and a dead cowboy suit.
A dead cowboy
Yeah,
suit?
well, they don't know.
Of course, I understand that. Never ask you what you mean.
We're not going to make this a question and answer.
That's
Hit the
right.
buzzer and win 2 trips
No.
to a luau. That's an
Now,
island.
you went to England and you entertained for the royal family?
Shut up, Freddie. If you knew more than me, you'd be a guest. Anyway,
You don't see him over here.
No.
do you? That's right.
I love that. Ever since he did Bozo, he's drunk with power.
It's Bonzo.
Bonzo. Here's your Bonzo. Bonzo this. Bonzo.
Bonzo.
Bozo. It's the same darn thing. Bonzo. I don't follow apes. I'm a Jew. We own the whole zoo.
What do you know from one little
That's
chimp?
right.
That's right. You went to England to entertain the royal family?
Well,
Princess Margaret?
it wasn't exactly that way, John.
Yeah.
What happened was Bob Hope, who was a personal friend of yours and mine.
Certainly.
Does he know you?
Yes, he was white.
Probably saw you on one of the floats. Anyway, as you can see, I got the Doc Holliday disease.
Yes. Consumption there.
Yeah, Vic Mature falling off the cab. Pow! Anyway, so we went to London with Bob Newhart, who was great because he takes care of the luggage and the passports. He keeps going, "You can come into the country." Anyway, and that's in England, and they talk like that because they're all from India. "Welcome to our country." Anyway, and they all got turbans on their head. "Mem Sahib, welcome to our country." And Margaret Thatcher is on the corner going, "Don't talk like that." Anyway, and I give her a cookie and she goes away. She's really Well, we had a wonderful time.
Tell us about it.
We went to the Ambassadors and had a few drinks, which you don't drink anymore, and you don't drink anymore. May God give me a stroke if they don't drink. Anyway, so...
Messing with these guys. He keep over. I wonder why he keep on calling Ed McMahon Fred. He keep on calling him Fred. I don't know if if he's making a mistake or if that's just a thing that he's doing with him. They got some type of thing going on. I don't know. But he's going in on Ed McMahon a little bit. I don't know if Ed's keeping a good face, though. I can say that much, but let's keep it going.
Don't drink anymore, and you don't drink anymore. May God give me a stroke if they don't drink. Anyway, so we went to the Ambassadors, and Bob had his scotch, and I had my few vodkas, and we enjoyed. And then we did the gala. The opening night was the gala. It was 4 days of golf. My wife said, Barbara said to me, listen, we never get a chance. You never do these things. And you don't like those things. You don't like golf competition. I know that. Or bowling. Ed goes to anything. A dead moose hangout. Anything, you know. 2 falcons in heat on a road he shows up for, you know. But I don't usually do that. I'm very self-conscious about that. And my golf, you know, I love to play golf. And I'm not too good at golf.
You're terrible.
Right. Right. Good. You didn't have to zap it in that strongly, but I am terrible. But I love it. It's the whole idea. I'm not in competitive competition. Right. So I got to the golf course, and the punchline was 15,000 people are watching. We were up all night at the Ambassadors, a wonderful club in London, with John Hill, who was like the Sydney. Is it John Hill?
John Mills.
John Mills. Sorry. And he's like the Sydney Grinch. He'd go, "We're going to have the pheasant under the duck."
If you own an RV and love unique camping experiences, join Harvest Host. Unlimited.
Sorry.
And Bob Newhart, who's a wasp from the Middle West, kept saying, do you have a Pepsi? I
gotta do a commercial?
Yeah.
I can do a commercial.
Sure, to keep that big estate going.
That's right.
So those hunting dogs don't die.
Now, I want to know, in the time we have left, how Princess Margaret reacted to you, not having probably known you and known your humor.
Well, what happened, in all fairness, Bob Hope presented me like, and as always, as you know, it's a custom for some reason, which I'm flattered by, and you've, and I've said this many, many times, you've been my ace in the hole, the guy that got me really rolling in this television world. And so they knew me from your show over in England. That's the truth. And Dean Martin's show. That's the two things they knew about me. And Bob said, and now, again, you know, at midnight, after everybody had 88 drinks, and all the British comics got up, and they're lovely, you know, Jimmy Tarbuck and Bruce Forsyth, and they said, and guys, and this is similar, exaggerating, went, and 2 guys went for an ale and a bucket, and set them on with a tuppence too, and a mother fell, and a queen fell, and a tuppence. Aho! 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 And I said, my hand to God, John, I said to my wife, I got to get a triple vodka. Get me anything. I'm not an alcoholic, but I need something. And Newhart had already been off, and Bob did his adorable thing, which he does. He does it so great, the telephone thing, which they can all communicate with. Right. And Bob said, and now a guy that's going to destroy you in the hair is somebody going to destroy us, you know. So I walked out, and I said something about the Queen. I said, Your Majesty, forgive me, and blah, blah, blah. I said, look, how'd you get all the jewelry? How'd you get so rich? And blah, blah, blah. My mother's living in 2 rooms in Miami. You have a big house with a flagpole, and I'm getting fed up. And boom, you're sitting here laughing, and they're all going, aho, aho. And they keep checking with her to see if it's funny, you know. And she was sitting there quietly having her martini going, aho, aho. And the whole evening, everybody's going, aho, ho, 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 ho. So I didn't know where the hell I was. I kept going, aho, ho, ho. And Newhart kept saying, get the cab, get the cab.
Bob Newhart was another good one too, and a great time for some classic names, you know, and some just some classic talents, you know, from that time, you know, who are still around. They were all like older generation type of dudes, you know, or kind of mid to, you know, older, but you know, Bob Hope and Bob Newhart and Dean Martin, all these great names. I could come up with Milton Berle, just Red Skelton. He probably was. I don't know if he was still around at that time. And invisible shots for the Cycles because they just they're just there. But yeah, no, let's push this back one last time. I'll let the siren go past right there. Yep. Oh, another one. Yeah. All right. Now that they're going past, let's get it.
I walked out and I said something about the Queen. I said, Your Majesty, forgive me, and boom, boom, boom. I said, look, how'd you get all the jewelry? How'd you get so rich? And boom, boom, boom. My mother's living in 2 rooms in Miami. You have a big house with a flagpole, and I'm getting fed up. And boom, you're sitting here laughing, and they're all going, aho, aho. And they keep checking with her to see if it's funny, And she was sitting there quietly having her martini going, aho, aho. And the whole evening, everybody's going, aho, ho, 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 ho. So I didn't know where the hell I was. I kept going, aho, ho, ho. And Newhart kept saying, get the cab, get the cab. Punchline, right. Show's over. We sit down. I said to my wife, as we all do, we have 3 of us being married, and the wives really have a lot to say. And my wife quietly said to me, absolutely good. Just cool it. Just cool it. Be relaxed. You did good. Boom. I said, Barbara, I'm so nervous. She said, forget it. Guy comes in and said, would you come and meet Her Majesty? Her Highness, she'd like to meet you. I said, who? What? Who she want to meet? And my wife said, it's us, dummy, it's us. Boom.
This is Princess Margaret.
Princess Margaret. And we walk over, and I say, Your Highness. And the first thing out of her mouth is, that's my sister. And I went, and I said, oh, pardon me. So we sat down, and it was only us.
Yeah.
And the Secret Service, they're Scotland Yard, and they all have white gloves and a lot of dickies that are popping up. And we sat down, and we had a lovely discussion, and she said, how's your mom? I said, how's your mom? And we discussed this, and we chit-chatted it, and I gave her a recipe for a Jewish message, and she said, really? And we did, how, and we walked away, and I said to Barbara, this broad's rich.
So they done you.
Really rich, and we had a ball.
That's wonderful. We'll be right back.
Oh my God. I love how the music was already letting them know. Like the band already started like, hey man, it's time, bro. It's time. And dude, and my man Don Rickles was still going, but let's push this back so we're not on the screen right here. Let's go back to like right there. That'll be good. And this was Don Rickles Tears Into Everyone, Carson Tonight Show. And this was cool. I definitely got some laughs out of this. I've seen Don Rickles, be way funnier than this in a lot of different settings. I know I've reacted to one video where he's a part of a roast. And it's one of the Dean Martin roasts, but I don't know. I don't think they're roasting Dean Martin. It may be Frank Sinatra that they're roasting, if I'm not mistaken. But he's one of the participants in that, and he really goes hard in that one. He was real good in that. So in different settings, I've seen him do better. But this was cool too. Like I like this, and this was it gave you a good glimpse and a pretty good idea of where he's coming from, and how he does what he does. This is a good one to be able to see that at least. But he was going in on Ed McMahon too. He I guess towards the end he started calling him Ed instead of Fred. But he was like really going in on my man. But yeah, Johnny Carson, great interviewer, classic, very funny in his own right, man. Knows how to deal with people, and that's one thing that I really, really admired about him. I was a kid watching like Carson in his older stages, but he is still, like I was in love with what he did, and until it changed over into Jay Leno afterwards. But I think it was Jay Leno right after that. Yeah. I know it was. I know it was. I know it was. He always had like some guest hosts every now and again. I know that Joan Rivers was one of those who was she before she went off and did her show. You know, I know she was doing that on this show. You know, so she was one, and there was other people, but yeah, no, great stuff. So thumbs up, and then we can get going. But before we do, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, hit the share button, hit the playlist option. You'll pick the one name. I'll actually put it in two different ones: comedy reactions and entertainment reactions. You know, so you'll find it in both playlists. You can check out everything else that's in those playlists as well. So there's that. I do have playlists for other artists, a lot of great music by those artists, a lot of different genres of music. So when you get the chance, check out that stuff. Cash App, $ you made Roscoe, PayPal at you made Roscoe for those who like to show their support or appreciation for what's being done on the page. Any donations will be made to either one of those two spots I just spoke of just seconds ago, and that's it. So I will see you guys again soon, or you'll see me the next time you click onto a video with me in it, which should be right after this, like right after this. Do that. So until then, be safe and be